In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to stand out in a competitive market. In a highly competitive market, you need to have the right branding. When you say the same things as everybody else, you're easily ignored and you can only compete on price. I like to use the example of milk. So milk is pretty much just milk, right? Sure, there's organic milk and there's regular milk, but when I go to the grocery store, I'm not tied to any particular brand. I personally prefer organic milk, so I just get whatever organic milk is on sale or the cheapest, and that's the milk that I buy for my family. Again, when you are saying the same things as everybody else, or when your product is very similar to everybody else, the only thing you can do is compete on price. Now, if we stick with this milk analogy and we think of now we have like raw milk, they've created a new category. Raw milk is insanely expensive. I think it's like $18 a gallon here in California, which is completely blows my mind, right? But why can they charge 4 or 5 times the price of even the next lowest tier, which would be organic milk? It's branding, right? They're offering a different solution, a different product. They're different than every other quote unquote regular milk, right? So this leads me into a conversation about branding. And the other day I was watching this video guy who deconstructed a Chanel bag and a Kate Spade bag, right? So we're not talking about a cheap bag that you get from Target, but both of these are higher quality, higher end brands. The quality of the leather and the craftsmanship was nearly identical in the Kate Spade bag versus the Chanel bag. So why would somebody pay $10,000 for a Chanel bag versus a couple $100s for a Kate Spade bag when the quality is nearly identical? And the answer is branding. So if you want to attract top tier clients who are ready to pay you what you're worth, you need to invest in branding and you need to stand out from your competition. We cannot say the same things as everybody else. You want to think about every part of your marketing when considering branding. What I see is a lot of gym and studio owners are all making the same promises, right? Hey, what's up, your city residents? Are you looking to get in shape? Don't worry, we've got personal trainer-led workouts. We've got meal plans, we have accountability, and we have a great community. Well, guess what? Every other gym in your city has personal trainer-led workouts, has meal plans, has accountability, and a great community. That literally tells me nothing about your gym, and now you're basically just milk. All you can do is compete on price. So how do we change the conversation in branding? The first thing is to figure out, how are you different from all of your competitors? What makes you unique? Who is your ideal client? And what is the community or tribe inside of your facility? It's not enough to say, I help women between 45 and 55 lose weight. Guess what? Every other gym in your city does that. But who are you? What is it like to be there? Who is the ideal person who comes there? I'll give you some examples. I personally hate using the word community in marketing because, again, it literally tells me nothing about what it's like to be in your facility. I have a client who has an LGBTQ friendly community. It's an all-inclusive community, and it's also a fat affirming community. Whoever you are, you're welcome here. If you're somebody who's a little different, who might feel out of place elsewhere, guess what? We welcome you here. Now, I have a really clear sense of who this gym is for. Even though they're a strength gym, just like another one of my clients who has a faith-based community. They talk a lot about the different spaces. So you have your home space, you have your workspace, you also have your faith space, your church and your community there, and now you have a fourth space, which is your gym. Now, I don't have to say much more. You can already get a clear picture of what it's like to work out there, who you might meet there, and that's very different from this other strength gym that I mentioned. Both are strength gyms, but they're all very, very different. Now, if I'm someone who one of those two characteristics is important to me, I'm going to be willing to pay more to go to the gym where I feel like people like me are there, where I feel like I'm going to be seen, heard, I'm going to be a part of a community. So I really urge you to think about, how can you separate yourself from the competition? What is it like to be a part of my gym? How am I different from all of my competitors? And how can I stop saying the same things as everybody else? And when you can do that, you will attract a flood of high quality prospects who are ready to pay you what you're worth. All right, guys, that's all for this video. For more tips on how to grow and scale your gym, don't forget to hit subscribe.